The Democratic Republic of Congo is located in western equatorial Africa. Its total area exceeds 2,300,000 square kilometers, with at least a quarter of this territory covered by dense tropical forests. Just imagine how many undiscovered secrets are still hidden in these inaccessible jungles. In this video, you will learn about the most amazing discoveries made in the Congo. Enjoy watching. Stories from residents of settlements near Lake Tele and the Congo River Basin about the giant monster Mokele-mbembe have attracted the attention of many researchers. They all tried to find this unusual creature to prove that cryptids do indeed exist on our planet, but none succeeded. According to Congolese legends, Mokele-mbembe is a very large herbivorous animal. It feeds only on a specific type of liana. Mokele-mbembe never shows aggression, but can always defend itself. The remarkable animal is afraid of people and therefore leads a secretive lifestyle. Descriptions of Mokele-mbembe vary greatly. Some people say the creature looks very much like an elephant or a rhinoceros. Others, who supposedly saw the cryptid, claim it has a long neck and tail, a small head, and a bulky, heavy body with thick, skin-colored gray-brown. This description led to the assumption that Mokele-mbembe might belong to the sauropods, extinct dinosaurs. Cryptozoologists believe that the existence of some surviving dinosaur species is indeed possible. They may have adapted to life in the presence of humans and thus chose the wild jungles as their habitat. This allowed them to avoid contact with people. Residents of settlements located near the dense jungles of Congo tell stories of hearing strange sounds coming from the forest. This noise resembles the muffled cries of otherworldly beings. The Congolese believe that it is made by a spirit trapped deep underground. When scientists learned about the anomaly, they did not believe this legend and decided to find out for themselves what the source of the eerie sounds was. An expedition was organized for this purpose, but even modern scientific technologies could not unravel the mystery. The scientists could only propose several hypotheses to explain this phenomenon. According to the first version, the strange sound may be produced by the movement of lithospheric plates. It is believed that such a sound is a precursor to an earthquake. However, in this region, the noise is heard quite often and for many years, but earthquakes have not occurred here. Other theories suggest that the source of the sound could be various natural anomalies or even hidden military bases in the impenetrable jungles. But these hypotheses have no evidence either. So the mystery of the Congo's hum remains unsolved. It is possible that the eerie sounds are made by some previously unknown species of animals. The eastern mountain gorillas of Congo live exclusively in the forests near the volcanic Virunga Mountains in Rwanda. Previously, these animals were not threatened, but after the start of the Rwandan Civil War, their population began to decline significantly. Now this species is on the brink of extinction. The authorities of Congo made attempts to protect the animals from poachers and increase their numbers. For this purpose, 2 protected national parks were created. However, since then, rangers have been constantly attacked by poachers. For example, in 2020, 13 rangers were killed in the parks, and in 2021, 6 more were killed. Volunteers from an American animal protection organization were very concerned about this problem and decided to save several mountain gorillas. For this purpose, they went on an expedition to the jungles of Congo. Since the tropical forests of Congo hide an incredible number of dangers, including poachers, they asked for help from 2 armed rangers who knew the area well. Just imagine how frightening it was for these people when they found themselves in the vast, unfamiliar jungle. But despite this, they continued their journey. They had to travel several dozen kilometers through the forest and along the river before the rangers found fresh signs of monkeys, and then the gorillas themselves. Thanks to the bravery and persistence of the volunteers, 2 mountain gorillas were rescued and brought to a reserve where they would be safe. For many years, Africa has attracted numerous explorers. Italian writer, filmmaker, and adventurer Attilio Gatti was no exception. In 1927, He was sent to Egypt for treatment. There, the explorer became deeply fascinated with Africa. He started making documentary films and writing books about nature and local people, as well as traveling to various parts of this vast continent. Throughout his African explorations, from 1922 to 1947, Attilio Gatti led 11 expeditions. As a result, during this time, he gathered a collection of 40,000 photographs and wrote 30 books about Africa. The explorer got acquainted with various tribes and managed to establish good contact with most of them. The natives showed him their way of life and rituals, and also took the traveler with them on hunts. Attilio Gatti was not afraid of the hardships and dangers that might await him in the wild conditions of Africa, so he visited the most inaccessible corners of the continent. During one of his expeditions, he went to the western part of Congo to the Tisville Caves. He wanted to explore the giant, mysterious cave of Kevin. Undoubtedly, such journeys are very dangerous, but Gatti was so passionate about his work that he feared nothing. When he descended into the cave and made his way through a narrow passage, he witnessed a terrifying scene. Approximately 10 meters from the entrance, the explorer found numerous human remains, around which snakes and spiders crawled. To whom the bones belonged is unknown. According to local legends, an evil spirit living in the cave steals people. But of course, this cannot be true. It is likely that the cave was once used by locals to bury the dead. Gatti called this place the Cave of Death. Recently, information appeared online about the discovery of a dinosaur cemetery in Congo. The first people to accidentally find this important archaeological site were local residents. They reported that they were drawn to the massive white bones. The remains could not belong to modern animals. They were too large. Therefore, the locals decided to inform archaeologists about their find. Undoubtedly, the scientists did not miss the opportunity to engage in incredibly interesting research and immediately arrived in Congo. Archaeologists have now begun excavations, but no details about their findings have been reported yet. A notable feature of the area near the Congo River Basin is that the natural conditions there have remained unchanged for several tens of millions of years. There have never been earthquakes or floods, but there has always been vegetation and water. So this region was an excellent place for dinosaurs to live. However, the exact list of all prehistoric animal species that inhabited this region is still unknown. This discovery will help scientists not only gather information about the dinosaurs that once lived in the territory of modern Congo, but also possibly uncover new species of ancient animals that were previously unknown. The Democratic Republic of Congo is known for its rich diversity of animal and plant life. This country is home to a vast number of insects, including those that can boast of their gigantic sizes. The record holders among them are the Goliath beetles. Goliath beetles are a genus of large beetles belonging to the subfamily Cetoninae. These insects are true giants. Their body length can reach 116 millimeters, and their weight almost 100 grams. In fact, Goliath beetles are the heaviest beetles on our planet. The genus of Goliath beetles includes 5 species. 4 of them inhabit equatorial Africa, and 1 lives in Southeast Africa. The coloration of these beetles depends on their species, but all variations include black with white patterns on the elytra. The black pigmentation helps these insects maintain the body temperature necessary for flight. Male Goliath beetles have a horn on their head, while females do not. Females also have a shield-shaped head. This feature allows them to easily dig into the ground where they lay their eggs. Goliath beetle larvae predominantly feed on humus, but sometimes older larvae eat younger ones. By the end of their development, Goliath larvae grow up to 15 centimeters long, and their weight reaches 110 grams. Pupation occurs underground. Adult Goliath beetles spend almost all their time in the tree canopies. They descend to the ground only when there is a shortage of food in the trees or to lay eggs. The Baka pygmies inhabit the northern part of Congo, as well as southeastern Cameroon, northern Gabon, and southwestern Central African Republic. Their total population is about 30,000, 40,000 people. The Baka belong to the pygmy people, who are characterized by their short stature. The average height of adult men is 145 centimeters. The Baka lead a nomadic lifestyle, constantly changing their place of residence. In the chosen territory, the Baka set up a camp and build huts from branches. The pygmies stay in the camp as long as there are food sources in the surrounding forest, and then they move to a new place. The main occupation of these people is hunting and gathering. During the hunt, men use poisoned spears and arrows. Sometimes the Baka fish using poisonous plants and also collect honey. All Baka pygmies adhere to animistic beliefs. Their main deity, named Jengi, is the spirit of the forest. The Baka believe that it is Jengi who sends them food and helps in the hunt. So after each successful hunt, they perform a ritual. It involves the performance of the Luma dance, accompanied by drumming and singing. It is believed that the Baka people have amazing abilities, such as telekinesis, mind reading, removing curses, and healing. For this reason, they are often approached by natives from other tribes. It is worth noting that despite their rather primitive lifestyle and unwillingness to become civilized, these people behave adequately towards strangers and do not resist contact with them. Darwinism became a popular theory of human origin after Charles Darwin published his book On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life, in 1859. In short, according to Darwin's theory, our ancestors were apes who underwent a long evolutionary process. Darwinism met both supporters and critics. In the modern world, there are fewer and fewer adherents to this theory, as it has many inconsistencies. Even without delving into the scientific nuances of these contradictions, many people still find it unclear why the evolutionary process took such a long time and then suddenly stopped. But what if it hasn't stopped and is continuing? Unusually intelligent chimpanzees from Congo have made scientists ponder this question. The apes living in the northern part of the country have noticeably advanced up the evolutionary ladder. Of course, they can't catch up with humans, but they have significantly outpaced their relatives. It's hard to believe, but these chimpanzees have created their own civilization. Observing them for 12 years, scientists noticed that the apes united into one group based on their level of intelligence. Together, they have learned to make various tools that help them gather and prepare food. Interestingly, the chimpanzees have specific tools for each type of food. For example, they craft sticks of the necessary length to gather ants, depending on the size of the anthill, and use special stones to crush snails and small turtles, functioning like a grater. Additionally, these chimpanzees have a much larger repertoire of sounds and calls than their relatives. So perhaps this group of apes is evidence that evolution continues. In the dense, impenetrable jungles of Congo lies a true horror for arachnophobes. Local legend speaks of giant spiders living in these forests, which they call jaba fofi. These spiders are not the arthropods we are used to seeing. They are real monsters. The length of these creatures can reach up to 2.5 meters. Their hunting method is quite interesting. They dig a burrow in the ground and cover it with leaves. Then, the monsters create an almost invisible web and hide in the foliage. When a victim gets caught in the web, the hunter activates and drags it into its burrow. The burrows of jabafofi also serve as storage for their egg clutches. Since these spiders are gigantic, the female lays only a few eggs. The Congolese have long suffered from these arthropod monsters, as children often died in their traps. Therefore, they learned to recognize the spiders' burrows and destroy their eggs. This allowed people to reduce the population of this species so much that now only a few jabafofi remain in the jungles. Interestingly, encounters with these creatures are reported not only by locals, but also by tourists. For example, an English couple traveling independently in the dense jungles of Congo narrowly escaped this terrifying predator. Despite numerous stories, biologists still deny the existence of such giant spiders. In Congo, the standard of living for the population is extremely low. Most people live below the poverty line and dream of financial well-being. Just imagine how delighted the residents of South Kivu province were when they discovered that Mount Luhihi is 90% gold. People from all over the region flocked to mine the precious metal. Some worked with pickaxes and shovels, while others tried to extract gold with their bare hands. Journalists from many corners of the world came to the foot of the mountain specifically to report on this event. In fact, the footage clearly shows that there is indeed a lot of gold. Even after primitive washing, the rock yielded 60 to 90% gold. The people mining the valuable ore were incredibly happy because this mountain gave them a chance for a new life. It's not about riches, but the fact that the Congolese could now simply feed their families. Unfortunately, their dreams were shattered by the Congolese government. Upon learning about the Golden Mountain, the country's authorities ordered everyone to leave the area and prohibited anyone from even approaching it. Moreover, they required everyone who participated in gold mining to return it to the treasury. Currently, there is active extraction of oil, gold, diamonds, and many other natural resources in Congo. But despite this, the Congolese remain among the poorest people in the world. According to legends, deep in the most inaccessible jungles of Congo lies an amazing ancient city. It was built by a highly advanced civilization that wanted to live in harmony with nature, far from other people. Members of this civilization knew all the secrets of their region and possessed technologies that no one else on Earth had. The mysterious city was constructed from an unknown, very durable metal. It was well hidden from the rest of the world due to its location in dense, impenetrable forests. Archaeologists believe that valuable artifacts are hidden in the ruins of this city. Their discovery could help us learn more about the enigmatic civilization and their technologies. For this reason, researchers are trying to find this place, but so far all their efforts have been unsuccessful. The Congolese pass down the story of the advanced civilization from generation to generation. Rumor has it that many of them know where this lost city actually is, but they do not want to share this information. Perhaps one day this place will be found, and we will be able to learn about this mysterious civilization. Pterosaurs or flying reptiles inhabited our planet from the late Triassic period to the end of the Cretaceous period. It is believed that members of this order became extinct more than 66 million years ago. But what if this is not the case and some individuals managed to survive to our time? We are compelled to seriously consider this question by the stories of residents of settlements near the Congo River Basin. According to them, a terrifying predatory creature with the body of a lizard and the wings of a bat lives in the swamps and river areas. It attacks fishermen and kills local animals. People call this monster kongamato. The rest of the world first learned about kongamato in 1923, after the publication of the book In Witch-Bound Africa. Its author was the British naturalist, ethnologist, and anthropologist Frank Melland. During his expeditions in northern Rhodesia, Angola, and the Belgian Congo, he talked a lot with the locals. Some of them told the traveler about the monster kongamato. Of course, as a zoologist, Melland was interested in what kind of animal this was, which he had never heard of before, so he started asking people what this creature looked like. Amazingly, residents of settlements from 3 different regions described the same creature, resembling a flying reptile with a wingspan of at least 2 meters. After interviewing a sufficient number of people, Melland concluded that they were all describing a creature very similar to a pterosaur. But how is this possible if these ancient reptiles have long been extinct? And the story could not be a fabrication, as different people told of encounters with the monster. And due to the lack of even basic education, they could not have known about pterosaurs. This only meant that possibly some of the ancient reptiles did not disappear from our planet and continue to live. But who knows? Maybe Melland himself invented this legend. Virunga is one of the oldest parks in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It covers an area of 7,800 square kilometers. This region is known for its rich and unique ecosystem. The park's primary protected animals are mountain gorillas, which are endangered. These animals are also considered mascots of this area because their origin story is very interesting. According to legend, 3,000 years ago, the third ruler of the Kingdom of Israel, Solomon, discovered a diamond deposit in a new territory that resembles the modern Democratic Republic of Congo. He was impressed by the rich sparkle of these minerals, so he ordered their extraction. However, the news of the discovery quickly spread. Some people decided to secretly mine the diamonds. When Solomon learned of this, he ordered a way to protect the diamond deposits to be found. His assistants came up with an amazing solution. They started crossbreeding several species of gorillas and arranging their dwellings in the area of the deposits. The grown gorillas naturally did not let strangers near their homes, thus guarding the diamond deposits. However, they did not care whether the miners of the precious minerals were Solomon's subjects or his enemies. For this reason, Congo's treasures remained untouched for a long time. A vast number of various dangerous diseases are widespread in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The inhabitants of this country often suffer from measles, poliomyelitis, malaria, and the Ebola virus. In addition, new viruses appear in Congo. For example, in 2021, doctors discovered a previously unknown infection with symptoms of hemorrhagic fever. Undoubtedly, the most serious problem in the country has been the Ebola fever. This disease was first recorded in 1976. The fatality rate from the Ebola virus ranges from 25% to 90%. Among the first 602 infected in Sudan and Zaire, 431 people died. Despite the existence of a vaccine for this disease, outbreaks of Ebola still periodically occur in Congo. The vast number of different diseases is due to several factors. First, it is, of course, the hot climate, unsanitary conditions, and lack of clean water. Additionally, medical care in Congo is very poorly developed. The entire public healthcare system is incredibly outdated and does not provide the necessary medicines, vaccines, or even proper medical assistance to the country's residents. The situation is worsened by Congo's poor economic condition. Only 5 out of 100 people can afford consultations and treatment in private medical institutions. The healthcare problem in Congo has become a global issue since viruses from this country migrate across the globe. For this reason, some Western and European countries are trying to help these poor people by delivering the necessary medicines and vaccines. Millions of years ago, dinosaurs existed on our Earth. Most of them became ancestors of modern animals inhabiting our planet. Among them were whales with 4 legs and giant reptiles. It is believed that all these animals have long disappeared. But what if some of them managed to survive and continue to live in the most inaccessible regions of the world? The people of Congo believe that a real monster called Mahamba lives in Lake Tele. This creature is very similar to modern crocodiles but significantly surpasses them in size. Its body length exceeds 15 meters. Just imagine what this reptile is capable of. It is not surprising that the locals fear encountering this monster. The Babangi natives say that Mahamba is a very rare beast. Meeting it is almost impossible, but if it happens, the reptile will attack immediately. There is no escaping from Mahamba, so the locals try not to approach Lake Tele. Some people believe that Mahamba might be a species of ancient reptiles. At the beginning of 2023, a video appeared on the internet that became incredibly popular. The footage shows sparks appearing when 2 stones touch, even without friction. But how is this possible? The Congolese claimed that they had discovered an unusual mineral that could generate electricity. According to them, the black stones with a smooth surface could become the mineral of the future. However, they refused to disclose the exact location of the deposits of these amazing stones. On the internet, the Congolese mineral was compared to vibranium, a fictional metal from Marvel Comics.
Vibranium. is stronger than steel and a third the weight.
It possessed incredible strength and was therefore used in the creation of superhero costumes and equipment. Unlike this fantastic material, the stones from Congo are quite real, but experts believe that their electrical superpower is nothing more than a hoax. According to geologists, there is no mineral in nature that could have the necessary molecular structure to store or release a charge. This means they are not capable of producing even a small electric spark. The Democratic Republic of Congo is very rich in deposits of precious metals and minerals. However, all these resources bring no benefit to the local residents. Most people in this country live below the poverty line. Unfortunately, this has been the case for a long time. In the early 20th century, Congo became the personal colony of the Belgian King Leopold II. Rubber was actively harvested in this territory, and of course all the hard work was done by the Congolese. Needless to say, the conditions in which these people had to live were dire. More than 100 years have passed since then, but the situation has not changed. Now cobalt is mined in Congo, which is used to make lithium-ion batteries, smartphone batteries, and much more. According to statistics, in 2022, the total global cobalt production was 166,000 tons, of which 111,000 tons were mined in Congo. The profits from cobalt mining go to the country's government, and of course to the foreign mining companies themselves. The Congolese work in the mines and receive incredibly small wages for their hard work. Let's not forget that cobalt is very toxic. Moreover, men, women, and even children, some as young as 5 years old, work in the mines. You might not understand the motives of the Congolese. Why work for little pay, risking their health? Moreover, no one forces them to do this. But the Congolese have no choice. They need money just as much as anyone else, and the country has an incredibly high unemployment rate. That is why people seize any opportunity to earn at least some money. Currently, the officially recognized record holder among existing snake species is the anaconda from Colombia. Its body length reaches almost 11.5 meters. About 60 million years ago, there was also an extinct species called titanoboa. These reptiles could grow up to 14 meters. But what if this species of ancient reptiles did not actually disappear and continues to live on our planet? In 1959, Belgian pilot Colonel Remy van Lierde was returning from a mission in his helicopter. When he was flying over the Katanga area in the Belgian Congo, he noticed a giant snake. The colonel was very surprised by what he saw. According to him, the snake was brown-green with a white belly. The reptile's head was at least 90 centimeters long and 30 centimeters wide, and the entire body length was about 15 meters. Remy van Lierde had never seen anything like it before, so he decided to turn the helicopter around and fly over the giant creature several more times so his assistant could capture the snake on camera. Undoubtedly, the resulting photographs became a real sensation. Experts believed that it could be a new, unexplored species of snake, and at the same time, they allowed that the colonel might have captured titanoboa. It is possible that some ancient reptiles managed to survive to this day and continue to inhabit the impenetrable jungles of the Amazon. The megalithic complex Stonehenge, located in the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, is shrouded in many mysteries and enigmas. To this day, exact information about who built this structure and for what purpose remains unknown. Stonehenge is a complex, about 115 meters in diameter, built from giant stones. The outer ring includes vertical sarsen stones, about 4 meters high, 2 meters wide, and weighing about 25 tons. Each pair of megaliths is connected by horizontal lintels. Inside the outer ring is an inner ring made of smaller bluestones. Inside this ring are freestanding trilithons and 2 large sarsen megaliths connected by a single lintel. The entire monument is oriented towards the sunrise on the summer solstice and the sunset on the winter solstice. The construction is estimated to be approximately 5,100 years old. Scientists have been studying Stonehenge for a long time. Analyzing small stones, they discovered that the builders brought them from Wales. However, the composition of the largest stones was very similar to that of the East African plateau. The results of this research suggest that the megaliths might have been brought from Congo. But how, if there were no ships at that time? The answer to this question remains unknown. And that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.